I'm sure you've heard about this movie before. If you haven't, then I don't know, you need some help. Because after it came out, everybody knew about the Matrix. Even when you say the word Matrix, this is what people think about, a movie. But a matrix is a little bit more than that. In math, a matrix is defined as a set of numbers or symbols arranged in rows and columns. In other words, it's like a big table with multiple entries. These entries are called the elements of the matrix. So in the Matrix movie, the matrix is literally rows and columns or a big giant table of humans or its entries that it feeds off, which is creepy. On a lighter note, a matrix can also be viewed as a list of points. A matrix with two rows can be seen as a list of coordinates on a 2D plane where each column is a point. If it has 3 columns, it has 3 points and thus represents a triangle. If it has 4 columns, then it has 4 points, which forms a quadrilateral, and so on. Now, every matrix has an order, the number of rows and columns that it has. So the order of this matrix with 2 rows and 3 columns is 2 by 3. Likewise, a 4 by 1 matrix means that the matrix has 4 rows and 1 column. Rows always come before columns. Let me make sure that you get it. What would be the order of this matrix on the screen? Yes, this would be a 2 by 4 matrix because it has 2 rows and 4 columns. Always remember to start the order with the row first. Now there are different types of matrices depending on their elements or their order. I'm going to define a few of them for you and then give you a little activity for you to spot them. A zero matrix has 0 as all its elements. A row matrix is one that has 1 row only, while a column matrix has 1 column only. A square matrix is one whose rows and columns are equal, such as a 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 matrix. And an identity matrix is a square matrix with ones along its leading diagonal and zeros as the rest of its entries. Now here's the pop quiz. Drag and drop the correct name onto the matrices shown. Now let's see what you got. Matrix A would be a row matrix since it only has 1 row. B would be an identity matrix because it has the ones along its leading diagonal and zeros as the rest of its entries. And yes, C would be a column matrix since it only has 1 column. Now, why the math? Why do we need matrices? Well, imagine you had a database with thousands of people's information stored digitally, like hospital or tax records. If you wanted to update info on everybody at once, instead of going through each entry one by one like you'd have to do on paper, we can update all of that with one click in a matrix. As a matter of fact, computer databases are often stored in matrices. Matrices can also be used to encode or decode private messages, and it is what computer programs use to make movements in video games like spinning, flipping, and stretching characters, or complicated combinations of those and much more. All of this can be done because we can add, subtract, multiply, or divide, well, technically, matrices. That's what we're going to talk about in this topic first, and then we're going to see how we can apply matrices to solve problems in other areas of math.